Welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here, and this is how to use Latios. Now, since we just looked at Latios, we can kind of compare the stats, and Latios pretty much flips the defenses and offenses. That's 130 in the special attack, 90 on the attack, 80 on the defense, and 110 on the special defense, with that 110 speed and the 80 hit points. So Latios is still fairly fast, higher on the special attack, good special defense, and some defensive durability as well. So Latios, it's going to be that offensive variant, most likely when you think about it, but you can still do a lot of things. Look at typing, Dragon Psychic again, a lot of weaknesses, a couple of resistances that kind of go hand in hand with it, and overall it's just going to be a Pokemon that you're playing that sweepy game. You don't want to get hit. Hopping into Pokemon Showdown, we can just kind of look Life Orb, again, that you want to use Life Orb with that Timid Nature, Calm Mind in your 3 offensive moves. That's going to be your main thing. That Draco Meteor, huge damage, Psyshock, good amount of stab coverage that gives you that defensive, doesn't let you get defensively walled, and Hidden Power Fire. Hidden Power Fire, it's going to break through Ferrothorn, going to break through Scizor, and it's just going to be a good option to have. If you can't get it, you can still see Energy Ball on this Pokemon. Energy Ball does provide its own little niche of coverage, but with Ferrothorn being more popular, people like running the Hidden Power Fire. Then you have Calm Mind. Calm Mind, it's like, oh, you're going to set up, or you can like force a switch on your opponent. Calm Mind, now they're in trouble because they have to outspeed that 110 speed and then just keep going with it from there. That also you're looking at with the special attack, 358 special attack is going to be very nice nature while being fast on that 110 speed. So I mean, Life Orb into Draco Meteor has a lot of neutral KO potential. Calm Mind and Psyshock Energy Ball also has some KO potential. So Latios works out really well offensively. Now, Latios' other thing is that it has Memento instead of Healing Wish. That lowers the target's attack and special attack by 2, but causes you to faint. You just want to use it when you're on your last leg. If you're on the back foot, you're like, oh, I'm going to go down. Might as well throw out Memento. It'll at least force a switch on them, or it gives you a chance to set up on a different Pokemon. So, like, you can kind of Choice Scarf Draco Meteor. If you find a chance to trick your Choice Scarf away, that's when you throw out the Memento. And that's really all there is to it. You know, it's going to be similar to Latios that you can go for those outspeeds, try to force those switches, or just play that hard, stay in offensive game and try to just blow someone up. And then we just have to mention Soldew on Latios really quick, that it's going to be the same thing, that instead of Life Orb, if Soldew is allowed, whatever format you're playing in, you throw down the Soldew, it's going to be a free Calm Mind, and then just terrible things happen. With the Soldew, you could probably get away with Memento on this set a lot easier, and it's like having choice specs without being locked into a move and having extra special defense, so you can actually switch in and absorb a not super effective hit if you get the prediction right. Now, Mega Latios, fairly interesting because you think of it as an outright attacker, but what I was thinking is that, say if we're like, we can't go Modest Nature. You have to be timid, you don't want to risk being outsped by more Pokemon than you need to be, so you're only at 419. Still very high, but that's not going to find you those KOs with Psyshock and Dragon Pulse, that you're going to be really short on damage on a lot of neutral hits. So my thought is, well, we invest in the hit points. That 100 defense, 120 special defense on the 80 hit point investment, that's a 2-3 hit KO Pokemon, which means Calm Mind, and now you sweep. Now anything that's slower than that 350, you're going to have very high KO potential on if it doesn't resist. Psyshock, Dragon Pulse, and if you go up against a tankier Pokemon, that's why we're packing the Roost. I like Roost as an option. You get to set up more Calm Minds, you get to out-roost them, you get to get, you know, some form of sustain, and then you blow them up, and then their follow-up Pokemon is going to be in trouble. If you're at +2, +3 Calm Mind, decent amount of health from the Roost, Psyshock, Dragon Pulse coveraging you out really well, it's going to be solid. Now, there is another kind of Latios you can run, because you think Latios offensively, but you can still run it as a really interesting support. That what I like about it, Reflect Light Screen. You can primarily do this in singles, and it's going to be maxing out that speed on the Timid Nature, maxing out the hit points, so now it's like you have that speed priority. You're going to outspeed your opponent, throw down Reflect. That if they're a physical Pokemon, Reflect. If they're special, use Light Screen, which means you're going to endure that hit really well, which lets you set up the other screen. After that, depending on how much damage you've taken, you can throw out the Draco Meteor, or you can just go straight to the Memento. Memento is like really awesome on the supportive aspect, because you can kind of lead with this set. Lowers your target's attack and special attack, we already talked about it. So now you have halved offensive or special attack damage. That's just free setup on any Pokemon you want, with the Draco Meteor damage already being down. Light Clay means that those Reflect and Light Screen are going to be out for 8 turns, and people might think, oh no, Latios, offensive, and then you go and throw out a supportive set like this, and it can catch them off guard. So if you guys enjoyed the video, and that's how you use Latios.